What is going on, guys? DBG here. Today we are going to be doing the budget tier list in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM, lads. So in this tier list we are going to be looking at the best budget players in the game. So there are definitely players I forgot. I don't know the price of every card. I'm just trying to keep this to around like 10 to 15k. There are definitely really good players that are lower than this that I have completely forgotten. There are probably players on this list that are more expensive than 10 to 15k that I have just put in here. But I'm somewhat, not that I'm confident, I think that these are all within the right price range. If I am wrong, I do apologize. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 285,000 subscribers by the end of the month. And right now we are like 160 away. We're like 160 subscribers away, so it is close. We are getting pretty close. So yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. But yeah, anyway, now we're gonna get on to it. So Aaron Gordon, as far as budget players go for Aaron Gordon, I think we're looking at A tier. I think we are looking at A tier for Aaron Gordon. Because it's not like he has really any flaws in game. It's just that he's not the greatest player in the world. So I think he just kind of does everything well enough. Bol, by the way, should not be in a budget tier list. I don't know why I keep accidentally putting him into budget. He should not be in here. But Aaron Gordon, I'm going to put Aaron Gordon into the A tier because I think that's probably where he belongs. Caruso. I think Caruso is kind of around the 15k mark. I'm going to put Caruso in the A tier as well. So Caruso's actually got a really good release. Caruso plays good defense. Caruso dunks the ball well. His player build is okay. It's not like he has a bad player build. It's also not like he has a great player build. 6'4" with a 6'5" wingspan. He feels 6'4", but he gets some okay block animations. His jumper is good. His lane playing animations are good. And definitely good playing as like an off-the-ball point guard. Andre Kurlanco, at this stage in the game, I'm going to put AK. I think I'm going to put AK in B tier, honestly. I think he's that good on defense, and he's that good as a cone. Like, if you literally just use him to guard either primary or secondary ball handler, and just use him to shoot the wide open three, I think he belongs in B. I really do. I think AK is a really good player. Sabonis, I think purely as a center, Sabonis is going into S tier. Would I put Sabonis in S tier as a point guard? No. Nah, I wouldn't. I would not put him in S tier as a point guard, but I would put him in S tier as a center. I think, because if you look at the other centers on this list, are there any really great ones? I don't think so. Like, there are a few okay ones. Like, heck, if Ben Wallace was a center, he'd probably be S tier as a center. If Josh Smith could play center, he'd be there. Like, E.G. and Leon might be better, but I think he's better than E. Like, I don't know why I got this guy here, because he's not under 15k. Wherever Parrish is. Parrish has gone up in price. No, if we're looking under centers, he might be S. He's S. Simmons. I'm going to put Simmons in B. I'm going to put Simmons in B. I actually think he's... Nah, let's go and see. He can move for a center. He kind of offers something that a lot of centers don't, like the ability to handle the ball. Is it the most useful thing in the world? No. It's really not the most useful thing. But I will say, like, he's not bad. He's not a bad player at all. So for me, Simmons... He's basically the point guard Simmons, but he can't play point guard. That's the, that's probably the best way to put it. He's a point guard Simmons, but he can't play point guard. Ben Wallace. I mean, S. Are we going to put him in S for like 10k MT for the best all defender in the game who can move and kind of shoot? I'm going to go S. Jennings. Jennings is going to go B. Jennings is like a poor man's version of Dark Matter Trae Young. He really is. Dark Matter Trae Young is an easy one to get. By the way, free cards that are easy grinds are going into this budget tier list, if you guys don't know. So Bruce Brown. I'm going to put Bruce Brown in C tier. He is a 6'4" small forward who legit has got the entire right side of the floor as a cold zone. He has the entire right side of the floor as a cold zone, which is awful. Which is absolutely, absolutely awful, lads. Like his animations are alright, but again, he's a 6'4" small forward. Can't play at the 2 with decent stats, but like bad hot zones. I mean, Buddy Hield, at this stage in the game, Buddy Hield's probably a C tier player. He's going to hold his own, but he's fine. Reddish. Look, I would love to put Reddish in S tier. I think Reddish belongs in A right now. I think Reddish belongs in A. Chauncey. I'm going to put Chauncey in A tier as well. Chauncey's so good on current gen. Like, on current gen, Chauncey is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I didn't even realize how good he was in current until I plugged in. I had my PS4 for a couple of days. There was like 2 or 3 days where I had my PS4 in my office, or well, not my office, in my bedroom, because I assumed that I was going to be able to, I basically assumed that I was going to be able to be back in my office within like a day or 2 after the surgery. It's been a week after surgery and I'm still in my bedroom. I'm still in my bedroom. I can stand up for like 3-4 minutes at a time now, but I can kind of move around a little bit. I can sit down for like 5 minutes or so. But any longer than that, I'm in agony. So I'm still kind of bedbound for now. But yeah, Chauncey was a beast on current gen. David Thompson. David Thompson is the most underrated player in my team. S. He's so good. He's so good on defense. He'll hit wide open jumpers. He'll dunk on people. Like, normally I don't like David Thompson in 2K. And I wouldn't be that high on a card like this. Like, I wasn't even that high looking at his like stats and stuff. But for like the 8-9 KMT he's going for, he's actually so underrated. He's so underrated, lads. I'm telling you, he's a beast. Deandre Jordan, it's C. Like, what can DeAndre Jordan really do? Play a little bit of defense, rebound. He's not even the greatest defender in the world. Not particularly fast. Screw it. DeAndre Jordan's not as good as Ben Simmons. D tier for DeAndre Jordan. I'm going to go C tier for Dennis Rodman. I just hate that set shot 17 on normal timing. I think set shot 17 on normal timing at this stage of the game makes him a worthless offensive player. Like, he is good on defense. He will absolutely beat people up on defense, but he's like a way worse version of an AK. Dennis Smith Jr. Look, he's an athletic 6'2" point guard that can actually put the ball in the basket, but he's not very good. Again, I tried to use him a little bit when he came out. It's not like he's terrible. He's also not very good. Derek Anderson, at this stage, he's basically Buddy Hield level. He's basically Buddy Hield level. Like, I don't think Buddy Hield is great in game. I don't think Buddy Hield is awful. But, like, he was great for his time. But, like, his time, again, it was All-Star Weekend, which was, like, 2 months ago. Derek Anderson, very similar. I think Derek Anderson came out before... Yeah, he came out the week before Buddy Hield. But also, we'd already had a Buddy Hield. Was basically the same as this Buddy Hield, like, from Christmas. So we're going to go for worthless tier right now. And the first player I'm going to put in the worthless tier... I think Lou Williams probably belongs in worthless. I just think compared to like a Dennis Smith Jr., he's not going to dunk nearly as well. And they do other things very similar. Lou Williams was not terrible though when he came out. I do think right now he does probably belong in worthless tier, if I'm being honest. So he's going to go there. Who else do I put in worthless tier? Like... I'm very tempted to put Pat Bev in there because I really don't think he's very good. But I also think he's better than Lou Will. Pat Bev might be the next worst card here. I'm going to... Actually, no. You know what? Ty Lue. Like, Ty Lue's better than Lou Williams. Is he, though? Nah, Ty Lue, you're going down there. I like Ty Lue. I'm sorry, Ty Lue. If you're talking about playing online, I'm going to call this F tier. Purely because Ty Lue is so damn good. He's the best TT offline player in the game. Because, again, he costs like nothing for contracts. And also, he forces you to play against golds. He's my favorite TT offline player in the game. He carries my team. So I'm going to put him in F tier. But He's good enough that the tier was renamed. So who else gonna go F tier? None of these cards. I mean, Joakim Noah's as good as Deandre Jordan. Like Joakim Noah, like if you guys watch some of my videos, like I pick and pop with Joakim Noah. Team Heart Joakim Noah averages like 10 points a game. His release is bad, but his actual jump shot rating is not that bad. He's not bad. He's not good. Like he's not absolutely terrible. Like his release is no worse than Dennis Rodman's. Once you learn how to shoot with Noah, that is. So, are there any other really, really bad players? Not really. I mean, I would love to put Mike Miller down there, but he's just objectively not. McBuckets, I hate Dougie McBuckets. Like, he can hit a wide open jump shot, and that's all he can do. I think every single player can hit wide open jump shots in this game. So, McBuckets, E tier. I'm going to go D tier for Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson is a little bit better offensively than Derek Anderson or Buddy Hield, in my opinion. He's also a little bit worse defensively than both of those guys. So, yeah, he's going to go into D tier. I don't mind Duncan Robinson, though. I really don't. Eddie freaking Curry. Look, we don't have that many great centers, so Eddie freaking Curry's going A tier. I have a love-hate relationship with this card. I really like him. I really like him at times. I think his movement can be good. I actually think overall his shooting's not terrible, despite the fact that his ratings are very, very low. Like, again, his 3 ball's only like 80. So, like, I don't mind his shooting. I don't mind his dribbling. I, in fact, really, really like his dribbling as far as centers go in game. But for me, there's just something about him. It's his stamina. It's his stamina. I don't know why I'm saying there's something about it. It's his stamina. He's got really bad stamina. That's why he's going A tier. Evan Mobley, A. Pushing S. I think him... Yeah, I'm going to put Evan Mobley into S as well. The guy is a 7 foot tall 2 guard. Like, if you are running Evan Mobley in your quote-unquote best team in the game, I'm not going to argue because he's a 7 foot 2 guard who can shoot the ball. Gary Payton. I'm going to put Gary Payton in B tier. Like, if I'm going to move him down one. No, Brandon Jennings is so good in offense. I'm going to put him in B tier. But Payton's basically pink on Payton. Payton's still got, like... I think he's got quick or shifty. He's on one of those dribble styles. He's still got not a great release, but some okay badges. Still got Scotty behind the back. Like, Payton's still not terrible. Gerald Greene. Look, as far as wings go, Gerald Greene is on the Duncan Robinson level. Maybe a little... You know what, screw it. Gerald Greene's better than these two guys here. You know what, Bruce Brown, you're going down as well. Those cold zones. Those freaking cold zones, Bruce Brown. I'm sorry, you're going down into D tier. But Buddy... Nah, he's going back up. Gerald Greene is like a better dunking version, like a Buddy Hield or Derek Anderson. Glenn Rice, I don't really like Glenn. I don't like his player build. Base 13 is a release that I hate. I hate it on Danny Green. I hate it on Larry Johnson. I hate it on Glenn Rice. Like, some people love base 13. And that's fine. If you like base 13, you're wondering why the hell I have Glenn Rice this low, then fair enough. Then I'm not going to argue with you, but I hate him. Like, if I hate a card, like, I even said at the time, I thought Buddy Hield was way, way better than Glenn Rice. So, like, I got to put them in different tiers. Like, when they came out the same day. I was way higher than Buddy Hield. Himothy's going... I'm not even going to lie. I'm taking Himothy over Bruce Brown. No, that's gassing it. Himothy doesn't miss, though. He's going D tier. And, like, again, this is... No, screw that. He's my small forward. I run the guy at small forward in clutch time. Like, I run the guy over Cam Reddish. Because I just need him to hit shots. He will never miss. He's got really good defensive animations. He's got the big-ass player build. Himothy Grant Williams is going to go into C tier. And heck, I would be half tempted to put the guy in B tier. But I know for a fact putting him in B tier will be gassing it. But still, I really like him. Oden, one of the most underrated defensive centers in the game. One of the most underrated players in the game, period. Like, this guy is not bad. I'm telling you, this guy is the most underrated center in the game. Maybe the most underrated card in the game, period. So, like, I want to show you guys. just how underrated this dude is. So, like, Greg Oden. Hopefully this fits onto the screen. Hopefully, just need to check to make sure. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So, Greg Oden. Greg Oden has got 99-99, 10 half badges. He's got not a great three-point shot, but again, he can hit from the corners. Because I think he gets hot zones. No, he doesn't. He has 83 speed, 83 acceleration, 95 interior, 88 steal, 96 block. He's also got 95 driving dunk. He's got 94 offense and defensive rebounding. Huge player build. He's also got half interceptor, half rebound chaser, half rim protector, and a bunch of really, really good goal defensive badges. Like, we are looking at one of the better centers in the game. He's not brilliant, but he's good. Hedo Turkaloo getting to A. Hedo can cook. Like, MPJ is a poor man's KD. Hedo Turkaloo is a poor man's Michael Porter Jr. Herb Jones S. Herb Jones is the damn GOAT. His release, base 83 on Very Quick, is literally 90. It's base 98 from 2K20. Like, this, it's like if you like base 98 on current gen, and you know why base 98 on next gen is just nowhere near as good as base 98 on current gen, try out Herbert Jones. That base 83 on Very Quick is basically base 98. It's basically current gen base 98, but it's on next gen. I'm telling you, Herbert Jones is so freaking chick. And he's so good on defense. Comes with 15 half defensive badges. No, he might be the best player in S tier, if I'm being honest. Jalen Green, 6'6" point guard. Low interior, but is a good shooter. Just an overall good player. Good dunker. A tier. James Harden. Look, at this stage of the game, Harden's going to go E tier. But I mean, Harden was good for his time. Jared Allen. A. Again, we're kind of weak at the center position. Jared Allen's not bad, especially for around the 10,000 MT mark. He's really not bad. Jason Richardson. Oh, S. Oh, yeah, S. He's magnificent. He's magnificent. His just dribble moves, his ability to get to the basket, his shooting. No, he's S. Javale Mcgee. A. We're talking pure player build-wise. Javale McGee's just a better Greg Oden. Javale's player build is what separates him. Like, you're not going to be hearing all, like, when people talk about JaVale McGee, they're not like talking about a card that's going to be the greatest stats-wise. He'll hit wide open from the corners because he gets that, especially with the Evo, because he gets base 31 very quick. Heck, he'll hit from the corners with his like, he'll hit from the corners without his Evo. But his player build, the way he gets rebounds, he's just a pogo stick. JaVale McGee's always been good in 2K, and this card is no different. This card's no different. JaVale is really good. Okay, so then we got Jeremy Lin. I'm gonna put Jeremy Lin in that, like, B tier. He's not, definitely not A tier, but he's better than Gary Payton. He's like a slightly better upgraded version of Gary Payton. He's solid. Jerry Stackhouse. As much as I loved Jerry Stackhouse when he came out, that base 1 has just, it's just slow. It's so chick. He can move, he can fade. It was originally one of the cheapest opals in the game. But, like, I just think he's a step below Cam Reddish. He's definitely a step below, like, a Jay Richards stuff. Ejian Lian A. He might be S. Like, if we're looking at centers, you could argue he might be an S tier player. You really could. Like, he's definitely better than Jared Allen. He's definitely better than JaVale McGee. Ejian Lian is really good. Okay. So, what low tier players are we going to put in? I'm going to put Steph Curry because, like, this is Pink Diamond Steph. Like, if the only reason you would ever use Steph Curry, because this is essentially a pretty good card, but a card from the middle of October. The only reason you would ever use Steph Curry is because he's Steph Curry. Heck, Ty Lue's as good as Steph Curry, so F. F, not actually horrendous, but, like, he's not as good as, like, Dennis Smith Jr. Then we are going to put in... I'm going to put Lonzo in what is a crazy... You might think is a crazy position. I'm putting Emerald Lonzo in B tier. I don't think Emerald Lonzo is as good as Chauncey. But I do think he's better than Gary Payton's diamond card. I think he's as good as Brandon Jennings, who is like mini Trae Young. I think Emerald Lonzo on B tier is not a crazy position. I'm putting, and that's just because the point guard position is not the greatest for budget players. Like, really, most people are using their Luka Doncic as the point guard. And for me, if I'm on my budget squad, I'm running like one of my free guys, which is like my Trey or my Bradley Beal. And if I were to buy cards, I would have bought, I would just be running Kazi as my primary and be running David Thompson as my lock. So, yeah, then we have got Jimmy Buckets. A, what the hell, or S, what am I talking about? Jimmy Buckets is incredible. Jimmy Buckets is absolutely incredible. Use this guy as a power forward, and he's going to be unbelievable. TTO God, stats-wise perfect, SIGs-wise perfect, great shooter. The problem is that, again, he's a power forward center. Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson is B tier. He would be A tier, if not S tier, if he had a second lung. We're going to go really high B tier for Josh Smith. It's like Josh Smith is not as good as AK, but he's a lot better than Simmons. So at that power forward position, I think that's where he belongs. He's a really solid power forward center. This Josh Smith, though, is one of the most no-brainer S tiers on this entire list. This Josh Smith is freaking demigod. Again, you'll be seeing this guy in like a top 30 spot overall cards. Like top 50, like in my top 50 cards, you're going to see Herb Jones, Josh Smith, Mobley, probably Ben Wallace, which is crazy. Julius Randle. I'm going to put Julius Randle in C tier. He's not the greatest, but he's also not a bad card. Justice Winslow, B tier, just a solid 2 guard. It's not like Justice Winslow is spectacular. He's just not great. Kind of the lower tiers. I'm going to put Mike Miller in D tier. I'm going to put Pat Beverly in E tier. Like, Pat Bev's release is just very slow, and he's not... He moves okay. He's actually an okay defender, even at 6'1". His release is just slow, and he's 6'1". I can't put a slow release 6'1" guy above E tier, especially when I got like a Dennis Smith Jr. who can actually kind of move a little bit and hit some shots in E tier as well. Kenny Walker. Kenny Walker's not great. I'm going to reluctantly put him in D tier, just because I don't want to put him in E tier. He's not great, though, is he? Precious Achiuwa. A little bit undersized to the power forward position. Doesn't really do anything but shoot the ball. I'm going to move Precious Achiuwa up to D, and I'm going to move Kenny Anderson down to E. I said not Kenny Anderson, Kenny Walker down to E. I'm going to move Kenny Walker down to E tier. I'm like, none of these other guys are going to be in these bottom 2 tiers. So I'm going to have to start moving some players down. So McBuckets literally just shoots the ball. Noah, you're going to come down because Deandre Jordan's going to be down as well. And so is Mike Miller. We're going to move Peyton down. We're going to move Simmons down. We're going to move Himothy down. Bruce Brown down. Randall down. Lynn down. Jennings down. Smith down. Winslow down. We're going to move a few guys down from A tier as well. From S tier down, we're going to move... I don't know. We're from A tier down to B tier. JaVale's going to go down first. He's an obvious inclusion. And yeah, that's a little bit... We got a little bit more players now. In the lower... We've got a few more players now in the lower tiers. And we don't need to worry too much. So Kevin Porter Jr. is 1 tier below wherever Jalen Green is. KPJ, C tier, solid. Kobe Bryant is basically his pink diamond. He's not an A tier player, but Kobe Diamond is one of the most slept on players in the game. Kobe Diamond is actually a really solid player. Like, a lot of people sleeping on this card, saying this card's terrible, but no, he's not spectacular. Don't get me wrong, he's not spectacular. He's not bad either. Kristaps, I mean, assuming Kristaps is a budget player, he's S tier. And for that reason, are we going to bring down their center? No, we're good. We're good. Corver. 1 tier higher than McBuckets. He's McBuckets with Shifty. 2 Creighton legends down here in E and F tier. Kyrie, look, at this stage of the game, Kyrie Irving is like E tier. He's not really, I know he was free. He's like E tier. We're going to go B tier for Lamar Odom. Again, Paul George dribble style is, or fundamental dribble style, I think. Paul George, all the animation, 6'10", solid release. I think later on in the year, the next Lamar Odom card is going to be God. I have a feeling. The most slept on card in the game, Lamarcus Aldridge. B tier. He's no higher than B, but he is incredibly slept on. I'm going to go C tier, as I do love, trust me, I love Lance Stevenson. I don't think that Lance Stevenson at his peak is as good as Joe Johnson, though. And he's definitely not as good as Cam Reddish. I don't think he's as good as Jerry Stackhouse, which is why he's going to go into C tier, but he's really good. LeBron James is going to go B tier as well. Again, basically, he's literally just the LeBron James, the better Bron. He's the Opal Bron. B tier. I'm going to go D tier for Patrick Williams. Like, is he as good a Cone as a Josh Smith? A power? Not really. Is he as good as Justice Winslow? Not really. But he's solid. Patrick Williams is solid. He definitely belongs in D tier. Pau. Look, when we're looking at these bigs, Pau's better than EG and Leon. So he's gonna go A tier. Like, if I'm considering moving EG and Leon to S tier, Pau is one of the top in A tier. Penny Hardaway. God tier TTO player. B tier, you can't really play him in unlimited because he can't really guard anybody. And he struggles even guarding small forwards. Pistol Pete Maravich. I'm gonna go B tier. A B tier of Pistol Pete. Don't think he's as good as Chauncey, but he's really good. The leaners he can hit are great. His defense is great. The problem is release a little bit slow. Rashard Lewis literally will just shoot the ball. But he's tall. He's 6'10", so C tier, I guess. This is a tough one. It's a really tough one here. I'm gonna A tier for now, RJ Barrett. I think you would definitely argue him in S tier. For me anyway, my S tier point guard, like, he's not a point guard. I'm gonna go 10 in S tier. I just want to see what way my lineup is. So my two centers are gonna be Kristaps and Arvydas. Power forwards, Josh Smith, Jimmy Butler. Small forwards, Herb Jones and Ben Wallace. Two guards, Mobley and Jason Richardson. Yeah, that's fair. Like, do you prefer him to Jay Rich? Maybe, like, it all really depends on if you prefer him to Jason Richardson or not. Or if to Mobley or any of them, you could easily argue RJ Barrett up, but I'm going to keep it as is. Rudy Fernandez is going to go B tier. I know he's 6'6", but I just think he's really not that much better than Jalen Green. I think maybe you could argue him into low A, but no range and stuff. He's going to go that tier. Serge, look, Serge is still C tier. Serge is not terrible. Serge was a beast when he came out, though. He really was. Sim Vular, B tier. Or A tier. Sim Vular is a giant with like 80 speed. Like, people don't realize that. Like, you could argue Sim Vular in S tier. He's an 80 speed giant. He's literally better than Yao. Like, it's actually a joke how good Sim Vular is. People don't even realize how good he is. Dinwiddie's release is just too slow. He's going to go C tier. If Dinwiddie had a faster release, he'd be a higher tier, but he's just too slow. My second point guard in S tier, he's going to go Kukoc. Kukoc is so good, so slept on. Like, he came in the out of position pack and people haven't really talked about him, but he is so slept on at that point guard position. If you got a two guard that can run the show and a lock, like, I think that's something that I would have considered. Again, if I didn't have two free Dark Matters in my point guards, I would have considered on my second and my spent squad, Kazi at the 2, Herb Jones guarding Ball at the 3, and then Kukoc the 1, just to get some extra height in. But no, he's fantastic. Trey's going A. Trey's got the Trey fade, the Trey escape, the Trey release. He's got everything. He's gonna shoot the ball well. He's gonna create really well. He's just too small for S tier. Trey Murphy. Speaking of Treys in A, we got another Trey in A. Trey Murphy, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. His jumper, his movement, his defense, his player build. Trey Murphy's insanely good. Psycho T. I mean, are we literally just going A tier? Psycho T can play power forward. He can play center. He's effective at both. Like, he is my center right now on my, like, new nominee spent squad. Obviously, things are going to completely change on Friday. I'm doing a whole bunch of sniping and stuff. That, like, on Friday, we're going to buy, like... We're going to just have some better centers. He's kind of a placeholder card. Like, I got, like, you guys saw I had, like, 60,000 MT. Just a heads up, I'm going to have a lot more MT than that before Friday. And we're going to go and kind of splurge probably on a new center for that team. But, yeah, like, Psycho T, really, really good card. A tier. Tyler Hero, balling out for my Miami Heat. But he's going to go B tier. Tyler Hero can flat out score. Like, when I was looking at my squad, I have my, like, point guards kind of set. I have my Kazi Russell, but I was half considering spending only a tiny bit of MT. I was half considering spending a small amount of MT and rotting for Kazi Russell, just trying to cook people Hero. Glad I went for Kazi because he can play defense, but I mean, I was considering it with Hero. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. This is the tier list of budget cards. If I forgot anybody, let me know. And if you disagree, I mean, just let me know as well. It's perfectly fine. Anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.